Hello everyone, it's Diane. I wanted to show you my journal collection. These are journals that have been made by others that I purchased. I have some really lovely journals that I have received in swaps from other journal makers, and I treasure them and I use them. But I resisted purchasing journals for a long time because why would I spend that kind of money on journals when I make journals myself? And I keep some of the ones that I make. But I have come to consider it an investment and an inspiration, an investment in inspiration. And I don't buy tutorials or classes or anything, but I can learn by looking at the works of others. And, I watch their videos too. So I can't remember which one I ended up purchasing first, but I now have purchased 7 journals from other journal makers. So I won't go in any order because like I said, I don't know which one I purchased first. I don't remember. So we'll just start. I broke down and got one of Mrs. Cog's planner journals. I have not used it, but I love it. And I even have this kit that she made it out of. It's one that I got to choose the color of binder and the theme. And this was a reading theme. And I just love it. I will use it one day. I don't know what I'll use it for. But it has this beautiful tassel with a charm that's connected to the ring inside. It has a beautiful pocket that she put together with gorgeous laces that are coffee dyed. Looks like a heavy canvas that's coffee dyed, which has been sewn into a pocket. This lovely image and 3 little buttons, and then this beautiful tag. She does such exquisite work. Her stitching is beautiful. And it has "This book belongs to." And the back is just plain. I think this is one of the journals that you can get at Michael's, one of the Recollections journals, I think. And there's a little booklet tucked in here, made with coffee dyed paper. Her typed word "classic." Some little library card printouts tucked in here, and a little one of her images clipped on here with a dragonfly. Then we have, each tab has a month on it. She uses these typed font words throughout her journals, all of her journals, and I just think they're wonderful. I love them. And there's a button on the tab. So this one says fairy tale, and I like that she uses quotes that work with whatever theme she's doing too. Coffee dyed paper here with some quotes printed right on them. There's a cute little pocket up here that says poetry with a couple of little tags in there. Little leaf charm on the lace here. I love the laces and just the little details that she puts on. There's a button here. There's a little tiny teacup charm. Some fabric up here, a little piece of trim, and the month tab with a button. I love that little picture. The laces that she chooses for the edges are just beautiful. And then she has little paper clips with little bits of ribbon on them. So this is Elizabeth Smith, and her shop and her YouTube are Mrs. Coggs Crafts. I'll link her YouTube. Or I'll link her Etsy shop is what I meant to say. I love this little tassel just hanging off the edge. There's a little key there. And on the back, there's that slot there, and so she made this. I love that big fat paper clip. Just a long, thin notebook. She clipped all the pages shut so they don't flap around, and then you just tuck the back in there. And there's room for a pen here. So eventually I will find a use for that. Another book that I got is this one, and I'm picturing her face and I'm not remembering her name. Zoe Zoe Tofield, or Tofield. I think it's Tofield. But I love the way she does her book covers. And there's a rose here. So this is a rose themed journal, and then she rubbed some shimmery white stuff on the roses. And this binding looks tricky to me. I don't know how to do this binding, but it's really neat. And I just love the way her fabric looks. It feels soft, and it looks wrinkly, but it doesn't feel wrinkly. It's just really lovely. And then there's this leather strap that has different holes on it, so I can make it wider if I need to. I haven't done anything in this book yet either, but I will. I do use my journals. I don't buy them just to look at them, although they're worthy of that. So she used a lot of rose images, which are just beautiful. And she does exquisite work also. I love that lace. And she's in England. And I will link her Etsy shop. Does it have her Etsy name here? Nope. Maybe she doesn't have an Etsy shop. Maybe I watched the video and then maybe there was a link to her email or something. I don't remember. I'll have to check it out. Come to think of it, I don't know if I've ever been to an Etsy shop of hers, so she might not have one. But she does sell her journals. Just beautiful images. I love roses, and I love her style. And that's the really cool thing about buying journals that other people make, is their style is not your style. And so you can have an interesting collection of journals. But that's why it's also fun to do swaps. I encourage you, if you are a member of Junk Journal Junkies on Facebook, to join some swaps, because they're really fun to do. I hadn't done one in a long time, but I just did the paper doll one. And there was one point in time, before I had an Etsy store, where I was signed up for 3 swaps at once. Because they were all great swaps. I remember Jane Austen was one of them. I don't remember what else, but my husband thought I was nuts to join that many at once. But they all had different dates, that you had to be done. So I did it. No problem. Isn't that beautiful, that stenciling? The paper she uses is really nice too. It's thick. Not cardstock thick, but not copy paper thick either. I don't know what kind of paper she uses. So you get the idea. There's lots of gorgeous roses. There are 5 signatures. Roses and lace and charms. And just exquisite work. There's a little bag here. This looks almost like one of my miniature playing cards with roses on it. This is just a printable, but I have playing cards that have almost that exact picture, I think. I'll have to look and see if it's the same. So they're just beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it. Isn't that pretty? And she does have a video of her showing this book. But I've had it for a while, so I'm not sure how far back that video is in her YouTube channel. So that one's from Zoe. And I was lucky enough to be partnered with Beth Wallen in a swap for, I think it was fabric and lace book. Yeah, fabric and lace covered book. And this is what I got from her. So I didn't purchase this one. This was a swap. But I've always admired Beth's books, and I was thrilled that I was partnered with her. So this is the book I got in the swap. But this past Christmas, maybe it was the Christmas before that, I don't remember now. Nope, it was this past Christmas. I got this traveler's notebook size Christmas journal from Beth, because I love the vintage images she used, and I just love her work. She's very creative, and I just love it. And I used this book as a December daily, so I added some more things to it, but her work is exquisite too. And I love the little bells on the little ribbon tabs. And this is clipped on. It's a pocket. Let me see what it is. It's an envelope. But you can't get in the envelope. It's got a fabric pocket on the front, and then this tag is tucked inside the envelope, and then it's paper clipped to the page. And Beth does have an Etsy shop. So I got to use this and add pictures and some more printables that I printed from online. My grandkids in the Christmas program at church. So this was really fun to use. Look at that gorgeous little pom-pom lace. It's not really pom-poms, but it looks like piled up snowballs or pom-poms. I love that little trim. So that one was from Beth. I got one from my friend Gayle. And I love Gayle. Gayle and I are friends, although we've never met. I do want to go visit her one day out in Montana. But I've been wanting one of her journals because I love her and she's my friend and I love her journals. And I just can't afford to buy every journal that I see that I like. But when I see one that I really, really love, I figure my shop is doing quite well and I can, you know, spend some of the money that I make in my shop and buy myself a journal now and then. But I have to wait until there's a journal that I just love. So when I saw this one, when she did a batch of little golden books, I love Eloise Wilkin, the artist here, and I love fairy tales. So this one is Hansel and Gretel. I love the little golden books, and I love Gayle. So this was a book that I had to have, and I was able to get it. And it's got this pretty leaf fabric on the spine and the buttons that she put on. And she covered up the barcode with this cute little collage of fabric and crochet trim and another button. There's a library pocket in there. And then she includes the full story when she does the golden books. So that's in here. And that fabric that I love. I'm glad there's a nice big piece of it here. I love that bird. Brown paper. Love that stamp. There's an envelope here from a children's book page. Her coffee dyeing with the dots. And whatever that diamond pattern is. There's a music book page. So I haven't started writing in this one either, but I will. And on these scrapbook paper pages, I can glue stuff down like a smash book or a scrapbook. Tag made with book page, and look at that really pretty trim. This even has the texture of the diamond. I don't know what she uses for that. I think she has a video that shows how she does this coffee dyeing, which I haven't watched the video yet. But you can feel the texture of the pattern. There's an illustration glued to a coffee dye guest check. And this book has 2 signatures. Lots of room for writing in this one. So that's a Robert Louis Stevenson poem. Somebody set it to music. I don't think you can beat Eloise Wilkin for children's book illustrations. That's cute. I think this might be from Innkeeper, the digital, to make that little booklet. She used a scallop punch to punch out a children's book illustration. I love that. If you know me and my vintage children's book obsession. Love the illustrations. I use them a lot in my journals. And Gayle's signature, Gayle's signature is right there. It's just paper clipped on there. I'll probably end up gluing it to the back or something so I can make sure it stays with the book. So that one's from Gayle. And I have 3 more to show you, so I think I'll do a separate video for the last 3. So don't forget to come back.